All right. Welcome back to the Channel Audio Group's official podcast. Today we're going to talk about tips. No, not those tips, but six different tips for audio-visual safety at events. Let's get into it. So the first thing that comes to mind regarding event safety are security personnel and lists of safety measures, which are important, of course. However, there are additional factors to consider in event safety. The following are going to be 6 tips to make sure your next event are super safe from an AV perspective. So first, let's talk about lighting. You need the proper lighting. It is one of the most crucial components of safety. Proper lighting allows safety hazards to be more visible, reducing the hazard, not Dukes of Hazzard. Additionally, it assists security details in surveying the crowd, and in case of an emergency, medical personnel can see the route that they need to take. Thus, lighting has a huge impact on the outcome of the event. Now, here are some things that you want to consider for your event lighting. Outline definitive physical boundaries. Adequate light walkways in venue spaces. Have backup emergency lighting prepared. Maybe like a flashlight's a good idea. Confirm that entrances and exits, including emergency exits, are properly illuminated. And you want to ensure all lighting equipment is tested to code and is up to date. Law and order, folks. Law and order. The second thing you're going to want to consider is safe noise and volume levels. Yes. For events like music festivals, concerts, and other loud and crowded events, safe noise and volume levels are imperative. Not properly monitoring the noise and volume levels may lead to impaired hearing or even permanent hearing loss. Wee-oo. That sounds like a lawsuit. Now, there are several ways you can mitigate this risk. Set controls and monitor all noise and volume levels using an SPL meter. Allow staff and employees to have consistent break times. Designate a quiet area at the event. And finally, ensure the audience is at least 10 feet away from the speakers. You know, the good old 10 feet rule. Next, we're going to want to talk about, and the third thing that we're going to consider for safety is equipment that withstands the elements. Ooh. And this is mostly for outdoor events, mind you. Now, weather can wreak havoc on audiovisual equipment and jeopardize the safety of an entire event. 2 factors that can help offset this risk is awareness and preparation. Having a backup plan and equipment that could withstand the elements are important in creating a safe and successful event. For example, if not secured properly, even the size or weight of equipment may present a safety risk. If it is not properly secured, equipment can fall and become a safety, security, and evil financial liability. Ching. It is always worthwhile to use equipment that can endure extreme weather conditions. Here's some additional safety tips when it comes to braving the elements. Have a backup plan for all outdoor events. Check weather conditions ahead of time and prepare accordingly. I recommend WeatherBug, great app. Have equipment properly secured. Invest in waterproof and hardy equipment. Assess the venue and its suitability for specific weather conditions. Perfect. Now, the fourth thing you're going to want to consider when thinking about safety, of course, is a trip hazard protection and warnings. Making sure cables are secure and out of the way is critical when it comes to safety at your event. It affects everyone present at the event, including those in attendance, contractors, staff, and crew. Cables not properly secured have the potential to trip someone and create a liability situation. Here are some trip hazard protections and warnings to consider. Invest in cable ramps. Walk through the venue prior to the start of the event and check for trip hazards. Place warning signs where applicable. Secure any loose cables and do not leave cables strung across the floor. Moving on to our 5th little safety rule here, our installation procedures. Equipment can be quite heavy and is an added risk when in the air. For example, if heavy equipment were to fall from a ceiling into a crowd, serious damage and injury could occur. Yeah, you think. Whether it is lighting or other equipment, safe and correct installation procedures are paramount to event safety. This is where a professional, experienced staff, as well as certified riggers, will come in handy. The same standard should be applied for the correct installation of LED walls. These walls can cave in or fall when there's not a proper counterbalance support structure behind them. This is a risk that puts everyone potentially in harm's way. Therefore, it is always the best deal with experienced and trained professionals who know safe and correct installation practices. You don't want someone from Angie's List, people. Get a professional. Our final and perhaps most important safety tip is a highly professional audiovisual team, kind of like the one Channel Audio has. A professional audiovisual team that is experienced is one of the best investments you can make for your event. A professionally trained AV crew will understand event safety risks and hazards when they see them, and they will have the knowledge and skill set to deal with them in an appropriate manner to mitigate risk. In addition, they will know how to properly set up, install, and take down large structures, handle and properly secure heavy equipment, as well as make sure there is adequate lighting by rigging it from above. Well, there you have it. Event safety includes much more than many people may realize, and I'm sure we just educated you right here and right now. It goes way beyond security details and includes important audiovisual components that should be handled by trained professionals. Here at the Channel Audio Group, our skilled staff specializes in reducing safety hazards, and we consider event safety one of our tip-top tippity-two priorities. Well, that's all, folks, and thank you for sticking around with us on this very important lesson on the things you should know to keep a very safe and very successful event. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye now.